Well, hello everybody, welcome back and thank you for joining me yet again. It's a Saturday video today, so I want to be careful to not show you too many of the plants because obviously that would interfere with the regular Sunday updates. But I got to admit, okay, since I put this soil together yesterday for my seed starts, I've been killing myself because I'm going crazy. I've got these pepper plants that I'm trying so hard to keep alive, and the soil that they're in is just such crap. And then I look at this tote beside me here of all this nice, well-draining soil, and it's like, to transplant or not to transplant? That is the question. You know, looking at the Wartryx here, this poor thing, I mean, you can just tell looking at that soil, that is not a good draining, or a well-draining. Use proper English, Mr. Bear. That is not a well-draining soil that is in. So I'm wondering just how much of my problem is soil quality. You know, looking over here at the Devil's Heart that I really wish would come back to life, but I'm getting closer to giving up on every day. Again, we've got, this is essentially Manitoba mud that it's in. So it doesn't drain well. It's good for building houses, but it doesn't drain particularly well. Yellow Scorpion is a very similar situation. You look under the clay behind the mint there. It's a very solid, compact type soil. So, to transplant, right? These are big containers, big planters. Would use a fair bit of that soil, but I've still got another bag of perlite, so I mean, you could always mix this back up just like I did making the tote. Because I mean really this looks a lot more like what you would expect to see houseplants in, right? So yeah, I'm just really torn today. So we'll take a quick look at maybe some tomato seedlings while I go get my cup of coffee and figure out whether or not I'm actually gonna do some transplants. I don't know. I'd ask you guys in the video if I should do it or not, but that would take us to tomorrow, and then it wouldn't be today's video, would it? So, yeah. And obviously I never got around to cleaning off this shelf yesterday, but I need another extension cord, and I think I've pretty much used up all of my available extension cords in other bits of wiring around here. I desperately need to have an electrician come in and set, look at all those wires. Just, that's crazy. It's not terribly safe, but it works. So that's where I'm at, right? Like, got another little fan here I'd like to have plugged back in. I don't know. Maybe today I'll work on the shelf space here. I'd kind of like to have it maybe over there underneath that other light, but then what do I do with those? I don't know. I just don't know. I've only got so much space in this dungeon, right? Like, it's not a really big basement. It's not a really big house, so I mean that makes sense, but you know, this is the complete circle. I don't have much room. Yeah, precariously balanced much. That's how often I use that old exercise bike. Frankly, I'd rather go on a regular bike ride and see the scenery change. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at today. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do, but I am definitely leaning towards at least transplanting that Wartryx into something that drains a little bit better. So I guess we'll start there and we'll see where it goes. Alright, so Wartryx and its happy little mint companion. That thing is definitely doing amazingly well. Alright, let's dump this puppy out. A lot of moisture in there, but I did just water yesterday, so that's not too surprising. Let's see what we've got growing on here. Give it kind of a shake. Well, this mint has rooted itself in fairly well. Actually, do I really want to separate it? I don't think I do. It's hard to tell if there's really been any root growth since I transplanted it from out in the yard. But it is some pretty nasty soil, so I'm thinking this is a good decision in the long run. Alright. Put that in its future home. And through the magical power of YouTube, we can switch to a much better soil that quick and easy. I've decided, and I'll take the time to show you this here, since these have reservoirs at the bottom, grabbed a piece of PVC that actually, whoops, find a good angle. I'm not used to working with the tripod. But I found a piece of PVC that I can stick in there, and I'm just going to water through that with this plant in the future. That way we can keep the top nice and dry, hopefully deter aphids that way, and get the moisture to where it's really needed. So, yeah. Try and hold a whole lot of things in place here and get to dumping. So it's like $4 a bag for that perlite. One bag did about this tote worth. I think it's probably worth the investment, and I should definitely do that for future potting soils. It just looks so much nicer. And I can't help but think the roots are going to be a lot happier in there. You know, nobody likes to be sitting in water all the time except for maybe lettuce. Lettuce seems to be okay with that. Alright. And I could top that up a little bit more, but I'm not going to. Get rid of some of these older, more beat up leaves. Hopefully this can do a little bit better now. Alright, so I watered that up through the pipe, learned I'm going to need some sort of a funnel down here, but that soil sure stands out compared to everything else. Kind of almost want to do that scorpion too. Oh, I just don't know. I got ladybugs in there though. I should probably just leave them alone. As my eye falls naturally on the El Oro de Ecuador. It's such a pretty pepper. And I did predict that this could be the next sand dollar, so... Oh, I'll just have to think about that one for a little while. The Sugar Rush Red, perhaps? Bet you it could almost go into something smaller, but is that a wise idea? Maybe I'll hold off on that. You guys can give me some feedback whether or not transplanting that into something smaller might be a good idea. Improving the soil versus size. What's more important? Oh, and this devil's heart. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to switch it over, and worst case scenario, you know, I pull it out of the soil and compost it. It's already a possibility. Let's give it a flick. See how sturdy it is. Oh, there goes some old leaves. I don't know. Some little ones in the middle that stayed on there pretty secure. Yeah, alright, what the heck. Let's do that one too. So, pretty much the same process here. Devil's Heart, you gotta love high quality labels, a little bit of painter's tape. Rock to hold it in place. It actually stayed all summer long like that though, so I guess I wasn't too far off the mark. Okay. Oh, that is very wet. Root rot much? Might explain a few things. That's nasty. I got mud in the bottom of this thing now. Or mint. Come to me, you poor little thing. Alright. No, Gordon, I wasn't talking to you. You can stay on the stairs. So, here on the mint, hopefully you can see it as well as I can. You can see just how bad the soil is that this was trying to grow in. Not only did it have zero drainage, drip, drip, drip. No, it's pretty much all classic Manitoba mud. Sure, it's nice and dense and nutrient rich, but no drainage. Very hard for oxygen to get in there. I'm surprised the mint was doing this well. But it's mint. Every gardener should grow mint. You can't go wrong with mint. Alright, let's put that aside somewhere for now. I am just blown away by how wet that was. Alright, well, I'm starting to think it was a good thing to put this into some of the new soil. And it might actually come back to life now that it can breathe. You know, most living things like to breathe. Not sure, but I may have set a new personal standard for what I will accept as potting soil, which means I'm going to be doing a lot of transplanting, because I have a lot of things growing in that crap soil and dying in that crap soil. And I've never really taken the time to make proper indoor soils. Soil, soil, soil! I guess that's the word of the video today. But with that said, how many of my indoor plants have died as compared to thriving? Sometimes it's worth a little bit of an investment. Try and keep things as cheap as possible, but that's not always a good idea. And switching ducts. You know what I should find is another piece of PVC pipe to fit in this, and I don't have a hand clean enough to turn off the camera. Okay, you know what's funny about all that is the piece was right beside me. I didn't even have to turn off the camera. I'm trying to use like the edge of my palm to get it so I don't get mud all over everything. Alright, Devil's Heart, that hopefully has a much better start. Oh, that'd be great. Because it would explain a lot of plant deaths over the years that have caused me a lot of frustration. I mean, clearly, I haven't given up, because it's not really Mr. Bear's style. But I have gotten very frustrated, a little depressed. I look around, I see all these big, beautiful peppers grow. I forgot the mint. Well, luckily the mint won't take much to transplant into that. Take a little bit off to the side. Lay it in there nicely. Shake it all around. Basically, you know, it's done. Same as the other one. Oh, gotta put its top quality label in there. But hey, now the label matches the pot. It actually kind of fits. Alright, I need to look around for a funnel or something to water these with. But I don't see one, so yeah. I'll get back to you guys in a second. So as I sit here, you know, doing all this, it occurs to me, if I'm having a shortage of electrical outlets, maybe I should unplug something. I don't necessarily need this up and running anymore now that I've done that. Because that was the goal, and this was a temporary housing situation. So, yeah. I think today I'm moving them over. I need the plugs. Alright, so I can already hear the clacking of keyboards for what I'm about to do. But let's face it, I'm catching these fish with my hands because A, the net is a pain in the butt to try and move around in this little tank, and B, I think the net's going to do more damage to their scales than my soft gardener's hands are going to do. So, don't freak out, but it is time to move the fish. I have caught a few of these guys because every day somebody gets an inspection. There's one. I want to keep my eyes open for ick and sores and all kinds of things, because I've had a few problems with my fish over the years, and ultimately it is very useful and very helpful to get your fish to a point where you can actually handle them. This guy is not there yet, but there we go. I watch a lot of koi videos. Let's get these guys out here so I can move a couple more over. And you'll notice in a lot of those videos, they do just handle the fish with their bare hands. And I think if anybody knows how to take care of expensive fish, it's probably those koi farmers in Japan. Anyway, I'm going to change the camera angle so you can catch a few of these guys flying into their future home. As unceremonious as it may look, it's an interesting thing to see. Alright. Alright, well I imagine there will be some editing here. And hopefully you'll get to see a few hopefully you'll get to see a few fish flying in. Alright. Gordon, get upstairs. I'll squirt you. Weaponized water works every time. So as you can see, they're fine once they fly back into the tank there. Let's turn the camera a little bit, see if we can catch Whitey over there. No, he's hiding under the glare. Or she, actually, I think, from the way that it eats. But anyway, I'm going to move the rest of these guys over. Don't need to bore you with all that. Well, they may be quick, but I'm persistent. I believe I have them all. I'll have to wait for the dust to settle in the tote before I know for sure. Move their little hiding spot over for them. Yeah. Not sure if those mint and oregano are going to get enough light there anymore, but I might just have to break out the fish cam. Throw in a bonus fish cam video somewhere along the line. They do look better with the black background. And I feel a whole lot better with them in a much sturdier basin, so I guess that's the cool spot to hang out. Alright. Oh yeah, I guess I should move the air stones over. Duh. Just dumped out another pot of old soil because I'm going to be mixing it up in that tote. And look at that beauty I found. Off to the sand dollar for you too. Perhaps some of you more experienced indoor gardeners can let me know. Should I be putting worms in with the perlite? Are they still going to be okay in there? I mean, I guess for now most of them are going to go into the sand dollar anyway. I know it's got dead roots. I know it could use the bonus of the worm castings. But I don't know much about perlite, so I don't know if it's a danger to them or not. Maybe you could let me know. Cool, thank you. Of course, now I'm going to kill another 10-15 minutes trying to find more worms in here. But whatever. If I can find a few more of them, that's great. Maybe they can start breeding in the sand dollar, and when its time comes, I can set up colonies in a whole bunch of other containers. Who knows? From two humble worms, right? Alright, well, now that I unplugged the other tote, like duh, I have some outlets available. Kind of forgot just how red that spectrum is from those things. So maybe I won't commit to moving all of the herbs over here just yet. But I'm going to have to do something to protect it, because that's where the cat likes to creep in. So, might still end up moving this, but I'd rather not if I don't have to. Because then I can, you know, clean up the totes and just kind of keep working my way around. So, yeah. Alright, I need a test mint, I guess. And apparently that's where I need to wrap it up today, because my camera is flashing some stuff at me in the middle. It's starting to give me a lot more grief these days, but it is getting to be kind of old, and it was discontinued item when I bought it, so alright, not quite where I had planned on wrapping up today's video, but I guess it is what it is. So thank you all for joining me, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.